Alien 8 UK.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO Files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the east coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call him with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night, every night, every night, every night, every night. Welcome back.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Hello. Welcome to Alien 8 UK, the UFO Files, with myself and Abby, and our amazing, wonderful guest, Mr. Steve Mera. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, always welcome. So we're going to be obviously talking about UFOs and that, because I've been watching a few that you've been putting out, you and Nathaniel, on your channel.
The NHR discussions, yeah.
I was watching a little bit of it before I came on here tonight. Can you jump on a little bit about that first, if that's okay?
Yeah, sure. The NHR discussions is it's a collaboration between myself and Nathaniel Gillis and other researchers who basically are doing the same thing around the world. And that is looking into contact cases with NHI. And that is also an association to experiments that have been carried out, some of the clandestine things that do take place in regarding secret establishments that are conducting experiments, and its association with various other topics, such as the paranormal, the supernatural, even the cryptid phenomena. So what we tend to do is we provide in the research data to let people make their own mind up. Is there or isn't there a connection? Are we dealing with one source here that is encompassing all these various different topics? And we just keep providing the information, let people make their own mind up at the end of the day. And when we first started this, since then, we've had a lot of people come forward, even at high levels, You know, even ex-CIA people and people that are congressmen and things, dropping little bombs, you know, or clues or breadcrumbs, you could say. In regarding not everything is what we thought it was, and they're utilizing sort of certain names like spiritual technology. So if you can just wrap your head around that for a second, what is spiritual technology? Well, we know what spirit is. You know, we know it's something ethereal or astral. But what's technology? And if you can kind of wrap your head around that, then that might be what's constituting for the UAP phenomena or UFO phenomena. So it's interesting times because there's lots of people making these little drops, and of course the work is designed to reassess. It's a reassessment program. Basically, what it's designed to do is to reassess all the information, and with today's information that we've currently got, and the things what people are saying, and come up with some feasible explanation as to what we're dealing with. And the more we get into this, the more it seems to be further and further away from the extraterrestrial hypothesis, and seemingly more associated to an interdimensional intelligence, which is cross-connected with paranormal, supernatural, cryptid type encounters. There's too much connections basically between them for them to be individual subjects. So we have to consider then what is responsible. What is the source? This is the main question people keep asking. What's the source then? Well, we don't know what the source is, but you know, we can hypothesize that the source has godly abilities. There's nothing that this phenomenon has not generated, such as archetypes, over 6,000 different archetypes now, which have interacted with humankind. I mean, I will get to why there is so many in a minute, but the whole point of that is it's designed to interface with humanity, and they interface in numerous different ways. So if they're doing that and it requires archetypes to interface with us, then we're dealing with an intelligence that is not like us, nor is it physically like us. Forget what the archetypes seem to be. So it has to generate an archetype to interact with us. And these archetypes are what might be referred to as physiological constructs. They're a physiological construct. And these constructs interact with us in various different ways. They have different agendas. Some of them have meaning behind them. Some of them are just done to basically just fear feeding. Parasites, you know, to generate incursion of fear. So we have to say, well, they have godly ability. I mean, if you even look through the Bible and say, okay, what about Christ? Well, what abilities did Christ have, which was listed in the Bible? All of them have been identified within the UAP program. All of them, including entities seen to be walking on water and many other things. You know, the transition of one item to another, and you know, it seemingly could be easily misidentified as something with religious connotation. But when you start to consider then the phenomena predates all religions, which it does, it was here on planet Earth long before we're the new kids on the block, probably. It goes back so far to the point where there is no written record of them anymore, because it was before written record, before documentary. But on day one, they were there. So we've got to consider they've always been here, and it's prior to your religions. It's prior to, you know, your Vatican and your Catholicism and any other religion really is prior to that. So how much of that is been involved into religion? Quite a lot could be, couldn't it? You know? So we got to question, you know, the legitimacy and the accuracy of the information through the eyes of someone a few thousand years ago. And what they might have thought what was godly. I mean, you know, we had it quite defined really once, saying, well, if you see an apparition of the Virgin Mary or Jesus Christ or, you know, angelic beings or saintly people, which we know has passed over, then it's, you know, it's likely to be something which is pure and good. Well,
Yeah.
how do we stand now where the norms document came out in November of last year? The Vatican announced to all its archbishops and bishops around the world to pass on to the details that we have a phenomenon. You can check this up, guys, on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have a phenomenon that mimics religious apparitions.
Yes.
So that's a big problem. Now, if you see your Virgin Mary, that might not be Virgin Mary. And this is what the phenomena does. It creates these archetypes to interact, to interface with us. And if it thinks that it can get to interface with you through your religious ideas, it will produce something to do that. Hence, your Virgin Mary, or in Chris Bledsoe's case, the lady, or Hathor, or Isis, or Danu. The list goes on and on and on, but it's the same thing, no difference between them.
That archetype of Jesus goes back to several ancient religions. You've got Mithras, you've got Horus, you've got Isis. It permeates about 6 or 7 actual ancient religions where it actually tells the same story. Literally, died for 3 days, virgin birth, miracles, 12 disciples, the works. It permeates through
it is.
A lot
and
of
those
ancient
apparitions, those apparitions of Jesus are often in the stereotypical Western worldview of him.
Yeah.
Well, if it was him, why is he appearing to be? Because he wouldn't look like that. So it's here's the big getaway there. See, it stands out that the utilizing the archetypes. I mean, some people have had experiences when they were 4 and they believe it was some type of animated teddy bear. It was clearly not an animated teddy bear from their experience, but that's what they saw when we were 4. But they're naive enough to come back 8 years later as the same thing. And it didn't work this time because 8 years later, you realize, hang on a second, it's not going to be my little teddy bear anymore.
No.
Right. And what happened is the archetype changed right before her eyes into an alien grey.
Wow.
Because it's befitting to the eye of the beholder. And this is what the problem is with these phenomena. So we are getting there slowly. We're learning. We're chipping away at the block because it's better to sort of put this out and say, look, guys, this is what we've got. You decide at the end of the day what we're dealing with. Some people have said, well, it's demons and the devil. I said, yeah, but the problem with that is that the phenomena predates the devil. It predates it predates the daemon. They said, oh, the daemon's the devil. No, the daemon's not the devil. The daemon is a spiritual guider. It's spiritual guidance and not considered to be evil, but the terminology got twisted and manipulated so the people think that, oh, a daemon's a demon. No, it never was. But the problem is that the phenomena predates that. So how can it be your stereotypical demon or devil? It's tricky one, isn't it?
Do you think with these interdimensional energies, they're obviously on some sort of vibrational frequency, whether you can either get, as you're saying, you're getting that mimicry going on. Do you think there is a higher vibration and a lower vibration? And this is why people are getting something like that parasitical, the shadow being the negative, and then other people are having more euphoric experiences, so to speak?
Well, I mean, I've looked into euphoric experiences, and don't get me wrong, because I know people will report these things. Yeah. The problem is that with any information that comes forward regarding what people claim to have experienced, we have to take as a pinch of salt. And the reason being is not that they're not being, they are sincere. They're not being deceptive. They believe they've had those experiences. The problem is, though, is that this is why the hypnosis rule policy just went out the window. We can't do that anymore. It's too bad for people. They don't want it anymore because what's happening is that you got people who are having these wonderful, lovely experiences sometimes, and then what happens is that they go away. They say, "Oh, we want to go and have some hypnotic regression. I want to learn out more." They advise not to. They go and they realize that what they did remember wasn't actually the actual memory of the event. The memory of the event was so clouded and put away at the back of the mind and suppressed, it was brought to the front, which overwrote the program data of this wonderful euphoric experiences. Now, don't get me wrong. there are probably people that do have euphoric experiences, but this is what the phenomena does. It's called absurdity. It's a psychological warfare. It's going to provide things where you think, it is this, when it isn't. There might be actual people who are having euphoric experiences, but the problem is that trying to dissect them now is next to impossible, you know. And then we had an incident where an abductee, after an experience, was hospitalized, and about an hour later, she was in the hospital, and they took blood samples of her. Endorphins had been absolutely flooded.
Wow.
Ooh.
And we know what happens with overflooding of endorphins. It causes euphoria.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, this is a real situation we've got. It's a problem because we do believe there's sincerity out there in some actions by some things, but the phenomena's coming in and mixing it up and mimicking and causing deception, that you end up, looking at it and going, could it be? It might not be. How are we supposed to know?
Yeah.
So we can't trust our senses, our memory of the event, or even our perceptions of it.
Yeah.
We just can't. It can all be altered.
Yeah. No, I've heard quite a few people have said what you've just been saying. It's like going into regression. It's giving you, whether it's false memories or what actually happened at the event, and the memories that you had prior to that were the false memories. Like, what do you call it? Screen memory.
Memories.
Screen
memories. I mean, look, I've got people that said they've seen giant bunnies.
But look at Philip Kinsella. He's seen the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
And he was referring to the people
it basically takes the measure of man or woman at a snap of a finger and works out, what shall I be? You know, but the problem is that if there's some problem in regarding holding that manifestation, it will change.
Yeah.
You know, people have seen it change literally in front of them, quite a few people. So the thing is that if you're unbefitting to its archetype, it's going to alter to make it something a little bit better. You're dealing with like a program or a virus, in a sense of speaking. It's like action reaction without thought. It's like, oh well, if I'm going to, in other words, if I'm going to change my shape to something else, you're going to see right through that. As I'm that, you'll know I'm an archetype. But they don't work like that. It's action reaction. There's no thought process in between. It's just like a computer program. When this happens, execute that. And that's exactly what it's doing in front of people's eyes. And they kind of trying to realize then, okay, you're nothing like what I thought you was, or you never were. And that certainly bothers people in regarding the trust process when dealing with these over a long period of time.
So it's almost like a holographic AI, isn't it? Basically projecting out.
That's where I was going to go. So I was going to ask you, where do you think, not where they're coming from, but what are they coming from?
That's one of the ultimate questions, isn't
it? Sorry.
I always get asked the questions as if I'm the hand of God. But I always try my best. And people, I get it. People want to know these questions. I wish I had all the answers. What I can say is that myself and Barry knew about that the narrative change was coming before it happened. I mean, if you remember back, you probably realize that we announced it long before the Pentagon.
We used both on here.
Yeah,
you both came on here and you said about it.
The narrative is going to be changing, and we knew that they no longer want to push ET. They're going to be pushing NHI. They don't want to push extraterrestrial hypothesis. They want to push the interdimensional hypothesis. And it's good reasons to do so. Yeah. Good reason to do so, because of course it's helpful for them to cast away the last 80 years or so, and kind of reboot the system of investigation or inquiry. But they're not interested in inquiry. The UAP hearings are never going to talk to experiencers.
No.
If you want to know where the information lies, it's with the experiences. If you want to know where disclosure lies, I think we've got a better chance of disclosure by the push from the people's from experiences.
Yes. Yeah.
Not another whistleblower. It doesn't. How many whistleblowers do we need? Another whistleblower lining up. Oh yes, I was a pilot and I saw this. Right. Okay. I mean, you're not special just because you've seen a UFO. How many people out there have seen UFOs and seen quite a lot of them?
Precisely.
Exactly. So they're not special.
And a lot of them are not even whistleblowers, because I've said this from the very start, and I think I've said it to you as well, Steve. A whistleblower is someone that goes into hiding, records a video, says what they've got to say,
That's right.
sends it out to a trusted network of people for them then to put it out on their networks, and you never hear or see that person again, or they've changed it. They've done whatever they needed to do to
the wrong terminology that they use.
Not be found. Yeah,
just wrong. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And then they're even getting pushbacks anyway. There's an internal war going on, you know, about those that want to push out the information and those that saying you must be having a laugh. I mean, how do you release something without the Japanese and the Chinese and the Russians knowing? How? You can't. You're going to tell all the public and try and keep that. How do you keep that secret? You're going to tell all the public.
They'll probably know before they've released it to the general public anyway.
Exactly.
Of course they do. They're all talking to each other. Yeah, they're at war, you know, in the mainstream, but you know, behind the scenes, they're best buds. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a nice little dream, but it's never going to happen. You know, because the guardship is so high, and they have to do it. It's more than it was with the Manhattan Project. You know, so the thing is that we can't tell people the true aspects of the phenomenon because there's going to be panic. You know, I mean, you can turn around and say, well, you know what? We can't control the skies. We don't know where their base of operations is, so we can't countermeasure it, counterstrike it. You know, we can with other forces around the world, but not with this phenomena. We don't know where they are. You know, so we don't know their intel. We don't know how to break down their infrastructure. Nothing. And this phenomena can seemingly defy all physics and logic of understanding. That's why Eric Davis said a couple of months ago that, in the UAP program, we don't have physicists. Why don't you have physicists in a UAP program? Well, I'll tell you why you don't need any physicists, because it's beyond physics.
Yeah.
Also, you bring in somebody as a physicist who's only taught and understands our physics. And then he's presented with something which is beyond our physics. They've no answers. So what's the point of having them? And I get it. I understand. And to tell people finally that this can manifest under your very nose at any given time. It can be over your shoulder acting as espionage for another country if they've got a cooperation with the phenomena. To look over your shoulder and see what you're writing.
Yeah.
That's PSI warfare. But, you know, the phenomena but the CIA in 1989 has weaponized this phenomena tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just them. Many other countries are doing the same thing.
I mean, you've got Project Stargate and all the rest of it, haven't you, really? That's, loads of them.
And the same for the Soviets. And the Chinese have been involved.
Yeah.
You know, they're all at it. Yeah. So one big chess game.
It is.
And it's like they're only the ones that we know about. Look at imagine all the ones that are kept top secret that haven't been released, that they've had for years and years.
There's Black Book Ops obviously going on. They just release what they think we can handle so many years down the line when the declassified files come out. It's just something for us to grab hold of.
A lot of people point their finger and say, the military are doing it. But most of the time, it's not. It's not the military. It's clandestine operations outside that military. Yeah, because if anything, it's military. You can request by FOIA.
Yeah.
You know, this is why defense contractors are taking over and doing these programs. Why? Because it doesn't matter how many times you might be screaming to the government to release information. They're not the government. You're never going to get a Freedom of Information Act to release you. This is why they know where to do it.
Yeah, that's what I said when they was getting all the stuff over New Jersey and New York. Like, the coastals around Europe, Italy, and everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was looking for the dirty bombs and what have you. And the government had got third-party companies in to check because they had all the equipment and information and data, so they could go and do it. And then the government, what's nothing to do with us. We don't know what they actually do, but because it's not them directing it,
plausible deniability.
Well, it's very cleverly put together, you know. So anybody who's really hoping for some form of disclosure coming from the Trump administration, I mean, they might give him some redacted papers like Stanton Freeman got years ago. I've got it, but it's all black, unfortunately. You know, I mean, I don't know. They'll give him a few red herrings, which might not even be true. But at the end of the day, they're well prepared for this. They've been sitting on this for a long time. they're well prepared for any. What do we do one day? I mean, someone must have sat down. What happens one day when a president comes in and demands releasing information? What do we give him? Well, we've got to give him something, because you can't not give the president something. The White House demands it. You've got to give it, because the people, the general public, are going to go, why aren't you giving it to the White House? There's something definitely not right here. What about the Constitution? Well, the thing is, they'll have a load of nice little paperwork, which is all dodgy and rubbish stuff, all ready to provide to any president that requires that if they push for it, and he's going to get it. And he's reading some of it and saying, oh, yes, some of it's very interesting. Well, yeah, of course it will be, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Well, actually, sometimes you do actually have to be a rocket scientist, but in a sense, to know that we have some great toys, and Russia has some great toys, and the Chinese have some great toys, the three superpowers. And sometimes those toys incursions in other countries. But we don't do it. We don't, I mean, we might bring the odd one down, which Marco Rubio said, about a month or so. I don't know, what was it? 2024. They shot 4 down, but they didn't say a UAP, basically. They're basically saying, they're from a foreign country, adversaries.
It's drone is the new buzzword, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it the Chinese weather balloons over America?
Oh, no, it's ridiculous, that. Fancy putting that in a balloon of all things as well. Do
you think with the
Battle of Los Angeles
Trump,
all over again,
the Trump administration and everything that's coming out, do you think that the timing of Bob Lazar's documentary coming out and Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg, you think it's all been timed so it's all like coming out one after the other to keep that distraction away from what exactly is going on?
Well, Spielberg's definitely on cue, but then he's got insiders. I mean, even when you look back in 1970, what was it? It's Close Encounters, 77 or 79?
77.
It's 77, and then 79 was Star Wars, wasn't it? 77. You can sit down and watch that now, and you wouldn't know. If I said to you, you'd never seen Close Encounters before, never heard of it, and I sat you down to watch it, you'd think it was been made this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's incredible. He was well ahead of his time. He used real information.
Yes.
And he was sourcing original documentation from investigations, some bleep up files as well, where it actually points out that there was paranormal associations. This is why we got a poltergeist scene in Close Encounters in the kitchen, taps turning on, Hoover moving doing its thing. He wanted to put in a poltergeist scene because he knows the association with the phenomena. But it's unheard of in 77. We were still strong into the compartmentalization. Nobody was saying that these things were connected, but Spielberg was in 77.
Well, the thing is, when I interviewed Earl Grey and Paul Hynek a couple of years back, Paul was saying that he'd come home from school on his lunch break or half term or whatever, and Spielberg would be sat at the table with his dad chatting. So straight away, you got
project. Write it all down.
This
is here for the film. And it's the same for Disclosure Day. All he's done is that the Disclosure Day is a modern version of the phenomena as opposed from the 1970s.
70s,
because that's got the feel of the 70s, because that's what we do. However, it's very clever how he's done it, because the first thing that you're going to realize when you watch Disclosure Day is the conscious hijacking by the phenomena. And that is real. That can happen, but it's much a modern day sort of thing. Well, it's not discovered modern day, but it's been going on for a long time. But it's more commonly talked about, conscious hijacking by the phenomena in NHA, and that's what Spielberg puts into the film. And some clandestine stuff about the lengths of keeping the secret, and also lots of things associated to the supernatural, or you might refer to as jinn in some cases. And at the same time, it demonstrates spiritual phenomena, but also in the film is a technological UFO. Spiritual technology. It's very modernized in regarding where we've come with the subject. and he's just implemented it into a movie, which is going to be certainly going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, but you'll have seen, but you'll have seen as well that if both of you will have that Spielberg's come out and he said that even though it's very sci-fi, something like 90% of it is actual truth, and there's on like 2-3% that is made up.
That's just a bit,
And it might just be a lot of people, right, whatever. But if you think about it, like you were saying about Close Encounters and even E.T., because the conversation with E.T. when it was first shown in the White House between him and Reagan, I've got it in Timothy Good's book. He goes, "There's only me, you, and a handful of people in this room that know the truth about this movie." So you just put them two, Close Encounters and E.T.
It's been going on for a long time.
I've seen the lightning in the sky, the weird coloured lightning that lasts for hours with no thunder. Me and Martin witnessed it in Wiltshire, and I said, "This is just like Close Encounters." And he said, "Funny you should say that," because of obviously the amount of truth that was in that film.
Yeah, well, the thing is, UFOs. I mean, they don't have to be. They're not very covert. All last time, if you've seen something which is all blacked out, no lights, flying around at night, it's probably hours.
Yes,
we got some wonderful toys. However, the true phenomenon, seeks to be seen.
It does.
That's why it has beautiful lights on it, so hundreds and thousands of people can see it. Because with it being spiritually based, and it has a spiritual connection, I believe it recognizes consciously when it's being observed. The waveform collapses when then you're watching something. If we're looking at a UFO, it probably realizes it's being watched because of the waveform collapse.
You feel them, and then you look up. You feel something, and you go, and then you see it.
Conscious connection.
Yeah.
This is why it's full of lights. It's like the ice cream man coming around, isn't it? Really, with these beautiful lights on the van, catch your attention. Oh, look at me! I've got something to give you. Yeah, and this is what the phenomenon does. And it's quite on some occasions it will actually do that, and it causes a conscious connection with the individual.
Yes,
it's like Bluetooth pairing with them.
Yes.
And you can get something called flow bands now, and you put them on your head, and it measures your brainwave activity to your cell phone. I tell you,
that would be a very good experiment, especially if you've got that interconnectedness and you're doing a CE5. Oh wow, I'd love to hear the results of that.
Well, I'll tell you what the results are, because you're going to be a bit shocked with the results, right? So we got to the point where there was interaction with the phenomenon.
Yeah.
And when we're monitoring the brainwave activity, it dropped from being in the conscious state to theta.
Yes.
And that happened within 20 seconds of pairing with the phenomenon. 20 seconds, we lost the discernment. Now, what else happens? That with a loss of discernment, and going into theta means that we're put straight into a very vulnerable state of perception. It very easily can be manipulated in theta, and also a layer of cognitive limitation comes over you. So you might have a camera in your hand and you don't take a photo, or you might not react to something until it's gone, or the incident's happened, and then afterwards you'll go, flipping heck, what's just happened? This is cognitive limitation, what the phenomenon causes. It's got control of you, basically. That's the best way I can sort of say. Psychologically, it's got control of us so that we can't act out what we would normally do. And also at the same time, it's putting us in a state of, a situation where we can be so easily deceived through our perceptions, because in theta, our perceptions can be altered very, very easily, and of course that's not a good situation to be in. And like I say, we don't know if it can be faster than 20 seconds, but we got it to 20 seconds. Myself and Barry's work shows that, he got it to 20 seconds loss of discernment. So, but it could be faster, I don't know. But it doesn't happen always, but it can happen.
Well, that's happening pretty much.
Try and grab my phone.
I've had my phone in my hand. I've had camera in my hand. I've had whatever device, to record what it is I'm looking at, and I just don't do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like when I was out
the hell out of you, don't I know.
And I seen the pterodactyl in Milton Keynes. Phone's in my hand, and I'm just watching it. All I had to do was that. Nothing.
Yeah, you don't. You just, you're brought to the experience. What people didn't realize is they're just walking down the street and they're thinking, I'm seeing something external, an external phenomena.
Yeah.
And that's what it has been for many years. But now it's not. It's No. You were walking down the street and you met halfway with this phenomenon. You didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what happens. And you think afterwards, what the hell? It's just, you know, you just don't know how easily manipulated we are. But look, you know, if I just say, there's a pussycat, okay, you've got 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 years to learn everything about that cat, its biology, you know, right down to its micro layer, everything. Oh, easily. That's how they know us. Yeah. You know, they know our limitations. This is why they can be in the ultraviolet and the infrared. Yes. You know, because they know that we don't see it. They're producing sounds because they want to affect us by sound in some cases, but make sure we don't hear it. So therefore, they're producing infrasonic sounds. Yes. Sometimes they cause fear generation through infrasonics, especially cryptids. You know, so, and UFOs have as well. And this is why the crickets and things all fall quiet. Again, going back to Spielberg movie when he's sat in the truck and all of a sudden everything goes dead and then the light comes down. Well, that's the crickets hearing the infrasonic sound because they think it's predators walking through the grass. Because when predators walk through the grass, or you know, smaller insects and animals, smaller animals, the rubbing against the grass creates infrasonic sound. Yeah. So the crickets hear it and go quiet. You see, so until it dies away, and it goes very quiet, and then they come back to life. They start chirping around about 4.5 kilohertz or something. So, and what's really interesting is that birds and insects will hear it. And sometimes is infrasonic sound just a predecessor before the incident is actually experienced?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Everything just goes quiet and deathly still, and you think something's going to kick off in a minute because everything just literally just you can hear a pin drop. You can hear your own heartbeat in that moment.
You can feel it because it's vibrational within inside. You know, your ears can't. Your ears can't.
No.
But it's generating as a predecessor to experience and audible, and that is the infrasonic sounds. But it's also a predecessor to manifestation, and that tends to be the ball of light phenomena.
Yes.
In fact, over the last 6 months, we have a huge amount of data, and we're leaning towards that. The ball of light might actually be, believe it or not, the actual face of the phenomena in a sense. We have the ball of light in every single topic, every subject. It's in with the cryptids, the Bigfoot. It's the ball of lights are seen in houses and hauntings and poltergeists. The ball of lights associated with ufological stuff and everything else in between, including the fae. Now, the thing is that on a lot of occasions, UFOs are seen in the sky when you're filming them with the right equipment. If you're looking at a structured craft, a disc or whatever, and you film it with the right type of equipment, such as an infrared camera. Yeah. Yes, you'll film the craft, but you'll also film a ball of light near it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes what they do is they phase in and out the ball of light.
Yes. Yeah.
So 1 minute it's there, and then it's invisible, and then it's there. And then
there again. Yeah.
It's a nightmare filming them, trying to lock onto them. They just, where's it gone? It's gone invisible. And then it's over here. And no, it's over here. And it's a nightmare. You know, the drop is in and out.
I see loads around here.
Yeah.
Every night. So when I've done the stream, I'll go out, I'll take the dog for a walk. And if it's clear night, I'll have a look up in the sky. And I'm always seeing, and it looks like satellite. It's very faint, but you can see it moving like through the stars, and it'll just vanish. And then it'll appear somewhere else.
Yes.
Or it'll do a 90-degree turn. It's like, how is that even possible?
Well, because the phenomena seems to utilize something what we can only really describe as like a space bubble around it. It's it's beyond its space and time. So it's when it does that, there's no inertia. I mean, let me give you an example. Imagine you you're in a game. It's a VR. You got a headset on. Yeah. You're flying a fighter jet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything?
No.
Got
no G there.
Yeah. There is no G there. And the thing is that's exactly the same. Why? Is because you're sealed away from that type of reality. Your VR is the real world in a sense. Yes. But with you with the headset on interacting in that world, you're outside. You're coming outside inwards. Like the phenomenon is outside our understanding of reality. It's coming inwards. And the only thing is that we've got to do to investigate it is the tools that we got on the inside, not the outside, unfortunately.
Yes.
And the thing is that there's no inertia. If there's no inertia, they can make ridiculous maneuvers because it makes no odds. There's nothing
stopping them.
It's empty space. There's nothing to them. Like they go into water at 1,200 miles an hour. They go into the water. There was no splash on many occasions. And the readouts from the Navy is that, it's still going at 1,200 miles an hour after it entered the water. Because the water's not there for them. It's not there for them in some cases. That's why there's no wakes in some cases, or passing close to aircraft with no wakes. Sometimes they're on radar. Pilot says, I can see it. Radio's down to the headquarters sort of thing down there, and they say, yes, we've got it on radar. And then 5 minutes later, they're calling him back saying, can you still see it? Because it's disappeared off radar. And he said, no, it's still right in front of me. Because it's just phased. It's just changed its metaphysicality from physical to non-physical. Because we know they can physical at times because they can come down land and make marks on the ground and interact with us in a physical way. But on other times, they'll go straight into the ground, into cliff sides, into volcanoes.
You see that a lot on the Mesa, isn't it? Skinwalker. There's been footage of that they've, and it's like, why are you releasing that to the public now? It's just like, NIDS, and this was like government for 20 odd years and secret, and now all of a sudden, Bruce, you've got what's his face who's taken over it, Brandon Fugel, and it's on telly.
I talked with Brandon, and the thing is that I talked with Bigelow as well. Bigelow was involved with the NIDS team, of course, under the $20 million that were utilized at Skinwalker, thus purchased, and the experiments with John Alexander and a number of others reached a pinnacle point where they were conducting experiments, what you might be referring to as a cult, like they actually did reach a cult ritual type experiments, where one of the individuals, one of the NIDS team, was actually levitated from the ground.
Wow.
But it's a lot of information. But the thing is they overindulged themselves and were doing it so often that it hitchhiked back with Bigelow and 3 NIDS guys. And it all hell broke loose. In fact, Bigelow, I think Bigelow was interviewed about that by George Knapp a couple of years ago. It's available on YouTube, but it's an absolute nightmare. The loss over that time and those experiences is just, you knew immediately what was happening. And that's basically through overindulgence, because there's a kind of you can get under your skin if you don't write protocols in. You got to write safety protocols in, just as we did with our experiments. You got to have protocols in dealing with this thing. Otherwise, it can turn out a little bit nasty sometimes.
Right, can mess with you, can't you? I mean, at the end of the day, we are physical beings, but we're electromagnetic systems. So you mess that up, and you're fried, basically. When you first do the experiments and you witness stuff, I hold my hands up when people say, "Oh, we didn't realize what we're doing," because it happened to me. The experiments in 2003, we didn't know what we were doing. It was great. It was saying we see a pinpoint of light in the room. It looked like a tiny firefly, and then that tiny firefly starts to release like a fibrous, milky, foggy type stuff around it, and it grew and grows and gains shape, and it starts to manifest as a figure. We got all that on photo. We got it on camera. We took the photographs, and it was like, what we were like all looking afterwards. We're like, wow. Flipping egg. When should we do it again? That
was about an hour's time. Well, we're not supposed to, but
It can get addictive, though. It can.
Oh, yes, it can.
It can be very addictive.
And that's when that is when it can be problematic, because you overindulge yourself. And you're coming home, and I was coming home, hammering the door as if some bailiff at the door. Bang, 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 bang. And I'm sat in the room looking down on the front door. I can't see anybody there. So, of course, I've got CCTV camera systems that would have picked it up. So I'm looking out, and I thought, I've got to go and check this. Nobody there. So I went to the CCTV camera system, And exactly at that time when it banging on the door, which was about 30 seconds, was deleted out the camera system.
Ooh.
You look across the bar at the time, there's a yellow slot.
Yeah.
That yellow slot, that 30-second deletion was the event. How did it do that?
But
you know,
didn't a similar same sort of thing happen with Barry? Around the same time?
Well, we both had the same sort of. We were investigating. Imagine it was the subject. Sumerian dogmen, because they are, the Sumerian demons are dogmen. So we were doing quite a bit of research in that area, and we had some trigger responses because of the research. I mean, it happens when we do that. Same for Barry. That we get these trigger responses so it's a nightmare when trying to write a book, because you just keep being diverted because something's just blown up, or you're thinking to yourself, it's like I'm cursed, what's going on, and it's a nightmare. So you've got to break every so often doing a book together. But yes, we caught the eye, and that for me, it started with a feeling.
Yeah.
And I got up out of the living room. Came out of the living room, went outside, and there was a structured disc in the sky, and just sat there.
Yeah.
And I just watched it, and it watched me. I guess I felt like it was connected somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was there before I went out. And I watched it, and then eventually, after about 15, 20 minutes, I got fed up. Came in. I get so many of these, you see.
Yeah.
And but that evening, I wake up, and I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm going to say, look, I don't know what time it was, but it's probably between 2 and 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I get up to go to the bathroom, and when I come back in to the bedroom, and I get into bed, and literally within seconds, this thing came through the bed from underneath the bed. And it came up, and it grabbed me with 2 arms, and I was fighting this thing for a good 5 minutes. I couldn't get the damn. It was like I was zapped, like I had energy.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't have physical energy.
Yeah.
And big guy, I could certainly lift something. No, I couldn't, And I battled with this. I was so damn frustrated. I battled with this for a good 5 minutes trying to get the damn thing off me. And then eventually it did. And I looked, and it was kind of gone back through the bed, disappeared. All I saw was blackness. And then I ended up sitting downstairs, not because I was scared, but I was just awake. I was just like, it was like adrenaline going in me. Like, I was ready. I was ready for fight. The battle from the fight or flight response happened once it let go of me.
Yeah.
Not whilst I was having the experience. It's like afterwards I was like, right, he's gone.
I'm ready.
I'm ready now. Where are you? And it was afterwards. So I ended up.
It's almost like your adrenaline was suppressed at that time, and then it came up after the fact.
So was Jackie there? Was it at the house, or was you?
Yeah.
So did it affect Jackie? Did she see or hear anything that was going on?
She did not wake. And I'm fighting this thing. And in fact, well, you talk to her, there's quite a lot of. She gets up in the middle of the night and walks. She goes to the bathroom, comes in, and there's a bar of light above me. I'm fast asleep.
Yeah. And
she screams out, this bar of light about the length of my body, about 2 feet off me, above the bed, horizontally. I have no idea what that is. So it's a nightmare having these experiences, and I still have them even from being a kid. But it is interesting that what happened is that I decided to ring Barry, and I was to tell him, like, what the hell, let you know what happened last night, when he's telling me, oh, hell broke loose here. What? Yeah. And of course it was in the bedroom, and Barry's wife, Donna, absolutely screaming out because this thing was in the corner of the bedroom. It ripped out the light sockets in the kitchen. Oh wow. I mean, so that is like, that's the real slap on the hand for what we're doing. We have to slow it down a little bit, and that's happened quite a few times when we've seemingly done too much and caught the eye of something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's almost like a punishment, isn't it? Like, back
Yeah.
off now, back off. Otherwise, we're going to come and terrify you.
Yeah, but they're not very good with reverse psychology. This is like we all know saying before, action reaction. There's nothing in between. Did you think, well, do you know, if I do this to Steve or to Barry, then they're going to think they're onto something, aren't they? So I bet not do it. Oh no, they won't think like that because they don't think like that. It's action reaction. So as soon as we get a hit like that, we realise, well, we're on the right track then. All we got to do is slow it down.
They're trying to tap into the human fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response, aren't they?
Yeah.
But instead, it's again with minds like ourselves who are inquiring, who it fuels us. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, okay. So we're on the okay, now what? But let's just dial it back a bit, but now what?
It's just like acting like a computer program. You know, when this happens, do that. There is no variable in there to say, if this happens, let's consider our actions. That isn't in there. It's action reaction with them. And we see that all the time. It's just like AI. Yeah. Makes you think, actually, if it's associated in some way.
Well, we've gone down that rabbit hole a few times. Is AI come out to pretend to be something that it's not, and then we all wake up one day and find out that AI is the phenomena?
Well, there is some people that have turned around and said, and these are in high positions, that AI is going to help achieve NHI, be more consistent in our environment. I mean, you think about how long is NHI in our environment? Not for very long. We get taken to their environment.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be in our environment for very long, do they? You know, and what is AI? Well, it's an open cockpit. That's what AI is. I mean, we already know. I mean, flipping it from the 70s, we already know Ghost in the Machine. You know, phone calls from the dead.
Yes.
You know, equipment being operated by unknown means. You know, transmitting themselves through radios, which don't have radio tubes in nor power, and sat in a Faraday cage, made no difference. Placing images onto a camera film, which wasn't even placed in the camera. Putting audio recordings onto a recorder where there's no recording head on it, or even needed the power's taken out, and it's just placed straight onto the cassette. The cassette wasn't even going round. The thing is that they defy all rational explanation of physics. It's only us that, you know, within our world of our reality, we are bound by this, but they're not. They're bound outside of our reality, so it seems like they can manipulate anything within it. And not only that, they can manipulate us within it, and they can actually manipulate reality itself by the sounds of it. I mean, I've got reports of people which have been seen to be frozen, literally frozen in half step.
I've seen that myself.
Some people have been touched and tickling them, and and then you look up and you see, 30 feet above them, there it is, the craft. It's got a large windscreen. It's egg-shaped. And this large windscreen, through it, you can see two non-human entities. And what's interesting is that they're looking at this person, one of them, and it's looking at the other one, looking at him. And he must have been thinking, why isn't he frozen? You know, the one didn't get frozen.
Yeah.
And this is when the encounter happened. Oz Factor experiences are the same.
Yeah.
Got plenty of them in the UK. People walk on a Saturday afternoon, of all places, down a high street. They see this giant triangular object, three of them, family. They look up, they're watching this. Suddenly they realise it's gone a bit quiet, and they're looking around. There's nobody.
No one moving.
No cars, no people in the same place. Nobody. And then they have the encounter. And then after the encounter, suddenly there's cars and people again.
Yeah.
They're lifted out of reality. They can alter reality as well, like taking you through the wall or taking you through the ceiling and things. They just make sure that area is just not, you know, it's not, it becomes altered by their means at the time of transition.
Were you saying about frozen people? I've seen that twice now, both last year, both in the Leicester area. I didn't even think of looking up to see if there's any craft above them, because I'm in the works van, and I'm stopped at traffic lights. There's a woman jogging. She's got a dog. The dog's with her. The dog's moving about, but she's frozen, like just not moving.
Yeah.
Just,
it's weird, isn't it?
Sounds that the poo bags, she had them in her pocket. You could see them blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
But anything on her, nothing. But I was close enough to see, couldn't see amount of breath, like couldn't see whether she's breathing or not.
Yeah.
And she's just stopped, and as I got around the corner and looked down,
we may not even have memory of it.
No, she was 100 yards down the road. There's no way she could have got there, even if
No,
do you know what? Me and Jackie had an incident like that once. We were heading to when we were going Birmingham or London, and we pulled into the services.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this isn't that long ago, and there was a woman with a very bright, and it was so noticeable because it was like a shell suit. And I don't know if you remember shell suits from the 80s.
Yes.
But it's like, what the hell was she dressed in a shell suit for? And she's got hold of this lead and the hold of this dog, and it's dog sniffing around. So we went in, grabbed a drink, and she's still out there. I mean, we looked at her and we thought, we remember joked about it. Flipping out, not seen a shell suit for ages. Flipping out, when we go to or something, dig that out. Anyway, we were running a bit late, so Jackie pulls out and we headed out the service station. She whacked her foot down in the outside lane. We were running a little bit late, but about 20 minutes from location, we needed the bathroom, so we called in another service station. And as soon as we pulled in, there she was with the dog. And the thing is, we were like looking at her and thinking,
how? That's
the same woman. She's the same shell suit. How many people got a pink shell suit and with a blue lead on the dog and a little white Shih Tzu? I mean, come on. I mean, it's just shell suits and Shih Tzus. It's ridiculous.
That's title for your new book. That is a title.
Shell suits and Shih Tzus. That's similar to the one I seen where it was a man crossing the road in double denim. He had a white dog, bright red lead. When they got across the other side of the road, it was a woman with a jacket and black trousers on, but it was the same dog.
There's some weird, crazy things that people, glitches and things, and can happen. I think
I've seen things slow down and like the flag. It was just up a tour at my local shops years ago. Now I'd actually took my car in for an MOT at QuickFit there, and I'd come out and I thought I'd go to the cafe on the corner, have a cup of tea and wait. And as I was walking out, the flag was was moving, and then it went really slowly, and everything around me was just moving really slowly for about 30 seconds or so. And I'm just like looking around going, is anybody else seeing this? And then all of a sudden, bang, straight back to normal speed.
Don't seem to last for long.
No, and it was just like,
what?
Is anyone else in that?
It does happen. I mean, people have these little glitchy things all the time, so we don't know if something is manipulating reality or it's down to us. It's down to because of our involvement in it. Somehow we just see through these little glitches at times. I don't know. But it is strange, because the phenomena wants to be seen. And the thing is that surveys have been done now. I mean, with all that stuff coming out on the news about UAP, since the UAP hearings, there's never been such a flood of UFO stuff. There was people out there. There was Mr. and Mrs. Johnson from Atlanta. She's 78 and he was 79. Never seen a UFO in life. Never been interested in the subject of UFOs. Yeah. But they watch the news in the morning and stuff and see it in the evening. And every day, UFOs, UAP. Yeah. And they start talking about, well, what's all this UAP stuff? These like UFOs, and what are they saying? Are these things ours? Are they coming from another planet? And so man and wife start talking about it. And after about a week of talking about it and being interested in the subject of what's appearing on TV, on the news, they have a sighting. Do you think that's by chance? Well, no, I don't think it is. I think it's a bit like faith. You're not going to see a religious apparition unless you actually have a faith, are you?
Yes,
I wouldn't have thought. So what comes first then? Well, it's not seeing is believing, it's believing is seeing.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to believe in the phenomenon to experience the phenomenon. And if you actually ask skeptics and things that say, I don't believe in all that, I've never seen anything. Oh, you just said it in your own sentence. Well, I don't believe in any of that. I've never seen anything.
There you go.
I think it is. I think it is. It's the same for faith and religion. I mean, if you devout Catholics through their faith will have experiences, but it's always the predecessor is the belief, So it's interesting. Something's definitely connected about that.
Yeah, something going on. I've got a couple of questions. Sorry, go on, Abby. I know you're right.
I was just saying the feeling of it as well that generates, whether that's a religious experience, a paranormal experience, or a UFO experience. I mean, you know, when I see them, I feel that connection. You do. You feel that.
Yeah, you do. You do. There's a
You
connection.
do.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
But it has a certain. Even if I'm sat watching television, I can't really explain I can only describe it as say, look, you know what the taste of a lemon is. You never forget the taste.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a feeling that you have, and you know that feeling very well.
Yeah.
And you think, I have to react to that feeling.
Yes.
And you go with the first thing that enters your mind. If it tells me to go upstairs, I go upstairs to look out window. If it tells me to go out the back door, go out back door.
Every time.
You know, but sometimes this thing's there. And I think to myself, okay, well, you've reached out. What do you want? And then they don't do anything for 20 minutes. And you're like, well, what was the point in it? I'm missing my program here. What's going on here? You know,
that's it. Because you go out there and you know they're about, because you can feel them, but you can't see anything.
Yes, you can tell, but the feeling comes first.
The feeling comes first, and then you react to it. Yeah, absolutely right.
Feeling always comes first. This comes first.
Never actually thought of it like that
before.
Well,
your eyes and your ears can be deceived, but I mean, your feeling, that's one that's usually quite correct, because that's like your fight or flight, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, when people have that, they should react to it.
Yeah.
Not stay there, because your fight or flight's kicking in because it's saying, just because you can't see it, just because you can't hear it, don't mean it's nice. I don't want you here. Therefore, I'm alerting you through your bodily senses of your fight or flight. That's what it's doing. It's a protective mode. It might have been cast back to the days when saber-toothed tiger was hiding in the bush watching us. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Go on, Andy. Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
Right. No, you're all right. So first one from Darren, baby with a laser, fellow Mancunian. So he wants to know, so I know you spoke about this quite a bit, and it's one of the most fascinating accounts that I think you've ever spoke about, was the Abney Hall ninjas. What do you think? Was aliens, ghosts, or something else?
Well, I do think there was something else, actually. The thing is with Abney Hall incident in the 80s, is that there are far too many people that remember the events that are taking place for it to not have happened. There's definitely something. I even got contacted by somebody who said, "Oh, well, it wasn't true, all those stories. I got told it was one guy who wasn't quite right in the head, who wanted to dress up as a ninja and jump out at trees to scare people." And I thought, that's absolutely nothing like the experience that was recorded. What are you talking about? You know, you're talking about multiple. You're talking about, maybe 10 or 15 of these things attacking the children.
Yeah.
This is during the karate team display on a summer's afternoon in the back grass area of Abney Hall. There were people and parents around. And then not only did these things appear, they seemingly were reported to be floating sometimes.
Yeah.
And they attacked. They came to attack, and then it's after the attacks was only about maybe a few minutes.
Yeah. Because
what happened then is that people started to attack each other. It was like an infectious psychological thing that came over them. One girl, a 19-year-old girl, nearly ripped the face off her boyfriend.
No.
She had to be dragged off him. The one of the karate teachers, there were about three tutors there.
Yeah.
Was had to get dragged out from the local little brook at the back because he put his face under the water and was just lying there. He was desperately trying to drown himself. All hell broke loose. People fighting against each other, and the police were called, apparently, the ambulances were called, and then nobody knew exactly what the hell it went on. Now, you think that'd be the end of it, but it wasn't, because when you go back in time, there are other reported incidents of this taking place on those grounds.
Yes.
And it's also a lot of other strange things that have been reported, of paranormal things and ufological things.
Always seems to be connected.
So I talk with people because it's a little park. It's nice. And it's in Cheadle near Stockport. And you can visit it anytime.
Yeah.
But it's owned by the council now, but it's a huge, huge building, Abney Hall. And Agatha Christie once stayed there. She was writing because it was owned by a relative of hers before the council got it.
Yeah.
So it's certainly got some history, but there was just a lot of dated incidents, so which are the same thing. Then I get like, when I first went out with this information, I was getting contacted by people which said, well, I was 9 years old or 10 years old at the time. Me and my mates were in the park playing, and we got chased by some of these things when we were on our bikes. And then somebody else contacted me and said, yes, me and my wife saw them in the trees. And you think, it's just, what is going on here? I don't know what they are. What I can say is, I mean, it sounds ridiculous, isn't it? Ninja dwarfs on the rampage, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just crazy. And then getting you to fight, to basically suddenly lose your mind and start fighting everybody else. It's just crazy.
Well, that's like that scene from Kingsman, isn't it? When they use that frequency and everybody goes going mad. Yeah.
I don't know what they are, to be honest with you.
But I know, I know someone that was fishing on the, someone was fishing on the canal when that was going off. They didn't know what was happening, but they just thought, because this karate thing was going on, they just thought it all kicked off. Like
everybody was out there,
style, and everyone was just started. Got a bit overexcited and we're just kicking off with everyone.
I know.
And then
I know. It's
probably too much Lucozade.
Yeah. It's not, it's a strange one, that really is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in comparison to other things, it's a little bit like the Fae in some cases. Yeah. It's a little bit dark in others, but it's also quite intelligent to be dressed as ninja clothing. Now, they weren't carrying any weapons, but they could half move, apparently. I don't know. And they were only the size of a 9 or 10-year-old child.
So they would blend in with the actual demographic of what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
The children's karate demonstration.
Yeah, they were about the same age.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My internet decided to shut down for 30 seconds, so I had to reboot everything.
I don't know anymore.
Did you?
What I've already said.
You probably already said it, but did I miss a bit where you'd said about the instructor? Felt like he wanted to do himself in.
Yeah, he's trying to drown himself.
Yeah.
He had to be dragged out.
Mental.
A
bit crazy. It's a strange one. I don't know what bracket to put that case in.
I think we're a giant experiment, to be honest with you. I mean, we talk about twin slit and collapsing waves and all that stuff.
I think you're right. I think
we're a giant experiment, either that or some sort of interdimensional reality TV show.
Yeah, I agree, Abby. I think that something is just testing us and wants to see what our reactions are and things. I mean, I can't, when I say to Barry about these things, Barry's just very blunt. He just turns around and says, because I said, I'm always looking for meaning.
Yes.
What's the reason behind it? And he just goes, Steve, it's just for shits and giggles. And I went, I'm not accepting shits and giggles.
No.
He says it's got to be a mechanism for some reason. It took a lot of effort just to turn around and say it's done it all for shits and giggles. No, I don't think so, but I think
it's test our conscious evolution, because obviously, as you say, since the 50s and stuff like that, our perception and our consciousness. Okay, we had the 60s, and then they banned all the psychedelics and all the rest of it, because obviously things were getting a little bit too expensive. But it's almost like we've gone up again in consciousness, haven't we, with all the things with the internet and everything like that. We've got things like binaural beats, we've got the Gateway program, which has leaked, and everyone is kind of like moved away from religion, so to speak, into this new age era, where our consciousness has kind of like evolved a bit. And do you think it, like they're testing that, and that's what the
it could be.
C5's all about?
This was in the mid-80s when it took place, so we got to consider what that era was like. I mean, for me, the 80s were the best, really.
For me. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you have things like the Karate Kid and all the rest of it that were trending at the minute. So you're talking archetypes.
It was very befitting. Yeah.
But it's like you said at the beginning of the show, Steve, it's like going down a spirituality path.
Yeah.
That's where we seem to be going with it all now.
It does seem to be. Yeah, spiritual. There's a spiritual aspect to this physical phenomena. So we got to sort of, there is no two different camps now. These are all rolled into one when it comes to dealing with the phenomena.
Yes, it is AI.
You have to reintroduce paranormal to the UFO files.
I will do a little bit. Yeah, it's just, it's just I got bored. I got bored of going out doing the ghost hunting side to it all.
Yeah, You don't have to.
Just
I've
me.
done. Well, I did that for a very, very short time in my life, and now I've done 42 years of it. But yeah, it's just not thrill riding anymore. But once you lose the thrill, I mean, you spend all your time. It's like fishing, isn't it? Not everybody likes fishing because you could spend all day sat on a pond, 10 hours, and catch nothing and still be happy.
But that's like the phenomena, because you can go back to the exact same spot the week after and
something
fish
happens.
after fish after fish.
Or it happens just after you left, and some guy comes up and said, "Oh, you missed it all." What the bloody hell? It's just like fishing. And not everybody's cut out for it, but it bored me to death. And to the point where people say, Steve, there's a demonic entity down in the cellar, and I go down there and I sit down there and I'm on my own and say, like, okay, what's going on? Nothing. Nothing.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway phenomena into it, basically, isn't it? It's an introduction.
Yeah.
It's an introduction into the wider aspects.
Yeah. It's like the last I was at Leeds, went to Spirit Fest and was at the Priest's Cottage, and the few of us there, and we was doing a nighttime investigation, going into all the rooms. I was going in the rooms on my own, had this little camera just set up, linked to my phone, so I could go out the room and see what was going on.
Yeah.
I got absolutely nothing, nothing on audio, nothing on the visuals, and other people were going in, got some great EVPs, I've got the K2 meters going non-stop, and I'm sat there like, I'm getting nothing. What is the point of me keep doing this to get nothing?
I know it can be like that. It's a bit different because after. I mean, I did a little bit of that, but then what happened is I got a call one day, and it was the Manchester's Public Relations Office.
Yeah.
So okay, what do these want? And basically, they wanted to size me up to do an investigation on behalf of the Ministry of Defence at one of their buildings in Deansgate in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a lot of things happening there. And what happened was I did that investigation, and because of the Manchester Public Relations Office, we were kind of dealing with that whole reaching out and basically checking me out and everything on behalf of the MOD.
Which is unheard of, let's face it.
Which is, exactly. My details were on this system, which was accessible to a number of businesses and corporate companies. So then I didn't realize what had happened. I got flung into the world for 16 and a half years into corporate company investigations.
Oh.
Confidential at the time under a CAP document, which was the confidentiality assurance policy, call it a CAP document. It holds it for 10 years and they have to re-sign it if they want to keep it secret. Some have been released over the years. But we investigated Booth's supermarket for Mr. Booth.
Oh, yeah. No relation, unfortunately.
No. We investigated Woolworths in Burnley for Woolworths.
Wow.
And, we some stores in Scotland. We were asked to investigate the old City ground by Manchester City.
Yeah,
which was Main Road, not the new one. No.
Yeah.
And some businesses, establishments, some hotels, it was all corporate, and it was.
Yeah.
Then we got into doing a lot of things for private landlords and councils.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were being asked into, and they were our clients, so we were going in there to investigate the people who claimed to have paranormal disturbances and reported it to the council.
Right.
Because there was a little niche, you see, a little thing going around, because what happens is that if you are having paranormal disturbances in your home, which you rent, then it falls under the characteristics that it is a non-viable agreement then. So in other words, you're living in a condition that does not meet the standards. Therefore, you do not have to pay rent. And people were using this against the businesses. And then they were blackmailing them, basically saying, well, you know what, if you're going to carry on like this, I'll just go to the press with all this story. And they didn't want that.
We should have known that in the first place.
They got a rent, no. They got to rent these homes at the end of the day, so they didn't really like it. So we had to write a protocol about for the company how to deal with this matter. And that protocol got published and was sent out pretty much to the last one it went to was in Scotland. Where was that now? A place in Scotland. Can't remember now, but it was I was up there and they wanted to interview me regarding utilizing the protocol. In Scotland, and I said, well, yeah, you can do. So, you haven't really got to make any changes to it, and they were happy to use it. And it was a good protocol, it deals about confidentiality. First thing is dealing with them, because you as soon as you deal with them, you get them obviously with the confidentiality. Then you've got them mostly signed it on confidentiality.
No going to the press then.
No press involved then.
No.
So
did you ever? Sorry. Did you ever do Brannigan's in town?
Yes, twice.
Ooh. So was there stuff going on there? Because it kept coming up that it was like one of the most haunted buildings in the city centre.
Well, there was some stuff going on there, but it's very hazardous. I mean, it was it was very. It's just not a safe place to be walking around.
Oh, it's an old building, isn't it?
And the gantries and stuff like that. But it's okay. There was some little things going on. I wouldn't say anything about it being most haunted. I mean, everybody has these fantasy stories, I know Yvette and Carl from Most Haunted ended up there. But I wouldn't say far from it being really haunted.
No,
now if you want a really haunted place, I'd say Newbury. What was it now? New Nottingham, where the cloisters are. What was it called? No, where Lord Byron.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Can't think of the name.
It's not Newbury, is it? Is it Newbury Hall? I can't remember now. But that's crazy. That I mean,
was that the one with the gnomes? Or is that a different one?
I don't know. Tell me about the gnomes. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm interested in the gnomes now.
Well, there was some. This is back. It's 1973. I remember it was Kate Hairgirl Ray that first told me about it. I remember it's 1973 because that was the year that was born. It was school holidays, and these kids had gone into the grounds of this the building and what have you, and they said they'd seen like these 60 floating gnomes, all bright colours, but there's driving like little noddy cars.
What?
And there's like beeping at them.
That's
like,
strange. How dare you? That's stranger than my ninjas, my ninjas.
I want to say, what's in the water, man? Seriously.
People should be asking you questions.
So they think that this girl with experience, so she'd got a little group together. There's about 5 of them, a couple of lads and girls, and they'd gone like just before it was getting dusk. And they'd gone into these grounds and they'd seen them, and they'd been going like zipping behind the trees and all this weird stuff going on.
It's so profound. I would remember that one.
I
can't remember where it is. I know Sober Carpet or Simon would know the name of the place.
This place I'm talking about, which I just read, is Newstead Abbey.
Oh no, it's not there.
It's right next to Nottingham Forest, the forest. Not the
right. Woolton Hall.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Woolton. I don't know that story. That's a weird one, that. But you know what? That's going to scar me for life now. So I'm going to remember that.
You're going to look it up now.
I'll send you the details on it.
Yeah, definitely.
That is so crazy. That if that is actually real, it just goes to show the lengths of these things that can what they can manifest as. It can just anything goes.
Well, there's a head teacher that was interviewing the kids, and then he later on became part of the church, and then didn't want to know anything to do with it, and was very reluctant to talk about it. But it's a lot deeper than that.
Right. Well, Newstead Abbey was very haunted when I was there at the time. But be honest, you used to say Chingle Hall in Preston.
Yes. Yeah, I've been there.
After the other one burnt down. What was it now? Where Price was at?
Borley Rectory.
It took the name as England's most haunted building. And don't get me wrong, there was some crazy stuff that went on there. I knew the people who owned the building, so I was like maybe 26, 27 times I was there, and there was some crazy stuff that goes on there for sure. I don't know though, because if I do that in comparison to somebody rang me up and I go around, they've got like poltergeist type disturbances, that tops the bill straight away.
Yeah.
You know, and the most profound things I've ever experienced in the hauntology phenomena has been residential homes, not a manor house or a stately home or anything. It's just in people's homes sometimes.
In people's homes, Plymouth Railway Station, that place is extremely
active.
Yeah,
I know about that.
Yeah, we've investigated over 12 times over a number of years before they had all the works done to it. But yeah, love to go back to Plymouth. Love to go back to Plymouth Railway Station.
There are some interesting places. And tunnels.
Yes, Kent's Cavern. Most strange poltergeist activity I've ever seen in my life. An hour and a half of throwing stones that were coming from places that you couldn't even get to unless you were in a caver. So
So,
speaking of tunnels, have you ever investigated the tunnels at Kersley, what they call the Windies?
I know of them. I've not actually ever been down there.
No, it's kind of at the back of Giant Sea, but as you're going out towards Clifton Marina. As the train line runs along the A6.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you been?
We
used to hang around there because my cousin's from Farnworth, so I used to hang around there in the school holidays.
Down the corner from me, that.
So we go down. My mate lived on Cemetery Road, so we go down and we go around. We go in the cemetery, and there's all weird stuff. There's one night we was going to go in the cemetery. It's like 10 o'clock at night, summer holidays, and we heard this scream, like this crying, screaming noise, and there's like these 10 of us, like boys and girls, and it was the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard. Like, so that was Darcy Cemetery that leads down into Moses Gate.
Yeah.
And we're on that bit, and it's like, no, I think we'll give it a miss. I don't want to go in there tonight. But my next brother, they'd gone camping in there one night, and they said they'd seen this black figure at the top of where Rock Hall is, top of Red Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
They'd seen this black figure, like moving through the trees and like pulling on branches and what have you, and ripping it down. And it's like they got up and went, they left the tent there and everything. They didn't even hang about. And they only lived 5 minutes away from there.
I'd be locking my door and barricading myself in when I got home.
So there's a lot of weird stuff.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't get scared about these things. There's only a few times, and that is when it's been one of the big boys I've come across, and the fear. It's not because I was fearful of it, but it induced fear into me that I was beyond my threshold of being able to control.
Yeah,
that's the best way I can explain it. I was absolute. I've been lucky enough to go through life without actually experiencing terror.
Yeah.
Terrified. There is a difference between horrified and terrified.
Yeah. See, I've had it where I
was terrified 3 times, but
telling you something, telling you to get out, and it's like, I'm not hanging about for the second morning.
I would have got. I mean, they said what the first one was in Wales when I was investigating a home which had pretty bad stuff going on there, and they had a games room upstairs in the middle of the house. Actually, it was this quirky house. It was an old farmhouse that had been done up. Yeah, and they had a centre room at the top of the stairs. So it was a room they didn't know what to do, so they made it into a playroom.
Yeah,
and he had a pool table actually in there. Now it's not one you go and buy from the shop. This was properly built and brought in and carried up and assembled, and proper job. But with it being a centre room at the top of the stairs, there's no windows. So it's just a small room. So they got the pool table in there, and he heard these noises go one night, and so he goes to investigate, and he tries to open the door, and it hit something, and he couldn't get in, and he trying to push it, and he couldn't do it. He ended up getting his friend in the morning to help him. Together, they were banging against the door, and it started moving by inch. Eventually got in. Something had pushed the pool table up against the door. Now, there's no windows in there. So that's an improbability of how that could have been done. But it did escalate quite badly as he ended up moving out because of the disturbances. So I had 2 visits there, and two of them were both on my own because the family wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
And on the I'll say the last visit, because I never went back after this. Yeah, it was that I'd gone round the house. Yes, there had been a few nasty smells and things and stuff.
Yeah.
But the odd thumps and bangs whilst I was there. They'd witnessed a lot more than I had.
Yeah.
Because I was late to the investigation, when they called me in. But I was looking around and I thought, okay, well, I've had a check and I've set this. I was taking equipment in to link up a CCTV system. So I was about halfway through that.
Yeah.
I think, right, okay, I'll do it. Because I had access. They said they knew there's the key. We know where it is. You can lock up and what, and we trust you. Brilliant. I've got this whole place. I can do months of investigations whilst they're not living there, because they hadn't put it up on the market at that time. They just weren't living there because of the disturbances. Anyway, that last night, I was right, I'm done there. So I'm walking towards the front door. And as you walk to the front door, which is here, you look right, and you've got like this dining room, which is open, and the kitchen. Yeah. So I look through and I see what I thought was a big bin bag on the floor in the kitchen. Yeah. And I'm stopping, I'm looking, and I'm thinking, I didn't see a bin bag in the kitchen before. Did I? Or didn't I? I was like questioning myself, thinking, did I see a bin bag and just think nothing to it? I'm looking, flipping thing stood up, didn't it? I didn't realize it wasn't a bin bag. Something was crouched and it stood up without holding on to anything, and it was bigger than me. Well, I tell you what, that suddenly this terror, and that's the only way I can say it, terror. Yeah. And I couldn't get the door open because I was doing it wrong. God. I didn't realize my terror. I'm trying to get the door open to get out the front door. It's just a 2-latch knot. You just go like that. I was like, and I was panicking, and then I just slammed the door behind me. I didn't even put the key back. I took a key with me. I'm not staying there to bend down and put it under a rock. Forget that. And I was in the car, and that stayed with me for about 10 miles. Yeah, I was driving that car away, my truck. It was like it was still with me for about 10 miles, and then it just released. It wasn't an average release. It just went. It was very abrupt. It was just like, it's like something just released from it. It gripped me. And I tell you what, that is pure terror. And there's been 3 times I've experienced pure terror when I have decided not to engage, and that's basically not because I'm fearful. It's because this was induced. And it's doing something. I don't know if it's chemicals or electrical impulses in you, where you won't handle it. You just can't handle it. It's too much. Yeah. And I've never experienced that before. Complete dread. But you never forget it once you've had it, of course.
No. I've had it twice.
Never experienced that. I've experienced fear. I've experienced, okay, you need to leave now. A very unwelcoming, territorial. Yeah. Yes, okay, your space. I'm backing off. But I've never had that, and I don't think I want to be fair. I'm up for most experiences when it comes to investigating this sort of stuff.
You can't. The first thing goes through your mind is you cannot understand your reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you realize, well, it's my reaction, not actions. It's something it's activating this terror. Yeah. And it really is pure terror. It's just, you don't think of anything else but trying to survive. That's all that goes through your mind. That's it. My days are numbered.
That was it. Well, one of them, it was in the consecrated churchyard near me, down the road in Northampton. Been there loads of times, been during the day, early morning, late at night. We've stayed over, we've got stuff, we've gone in, we've got nothing. So me and Ellie, we've gone in and we're walking down to the church. It's a bit of a slope.
Yeah.
And we both got a horrible, sick feeling at the same time. It wasn't, you need to leave. It was like, you need to get out of here and you need to go now. You need to go 5 minutes ago. Yeah. I wanted to run, but it's like, don't run, don't turn your back, because whatever it was in front of us. So we're walking backwards up this slope, And in my head, it's like, just run, Andy, just get out of there. And it's a little swing gate, so you've got to go round to get out. So you've got to take it in turn. But as soon, like you said, Steve, as soon as you get out, it had stopped. It's like the barrier was at the fencing at the gate.
Yeah. It's
we sat, reversed the car up to it, because got an estate car. So we sat on the back with the boot open and we're looking into it. And we could still feel there was something there. And every time we got up to go near it, it gradually, the emotion, the feeling would build back up. It's like, nah, we're not doing it. It's not worth it.
I'm no explanation for that. I mean, there's lots of things you got to explain, but you know what? I just listen to my body. But that is not my fight or flight kicking in. That is something else.
That's something.
You know, because I remember when I had this terror, I didn't have a feeling, a pre-feeling prior to it with my hairs going up on my arm, which is indicative to your fight or flight. I didn't have that. So it's not me fight or flight being triggered. It's literally something going in and switching your terror on. You know, it's not your normal mechanism for sure.
Lighting your amygdala up like a bloody Christmas tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not nice.
Well, I've never gone back to that cemetery at night, put it that way.
No.
So, yeah.
I'm the one that walks around the building without my torch of a night, making sure that, you know, everything's put back right, no one's left anything. So, as I say, to me, it's normal to walk around these buildings in the dark and you feel things happen, but you just kind of like...
zone out.
Yeah. Right.
We've got one more question for you, Steve, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So this is from, I can't even say that,
I'm dyslexic, don't look at me.
Anoxide.
Anoxide.
Yeah.
He didn't look right, yeah. Do you think there's any way to confuse a program?
Yes. There are. Right, next question. No.
What are they?
Yes. No. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
The poltergeist apport phenomena, when we were conducting our experiments, that we realized that the quantum anchor is the apport. The apport acts as a quantum anchor for the phenomena to deliver disturbances to that location.
Yeah.
How do we come to that? Is that through removing the apport temporary, the phenomena follows the apport in its secured location, a lockup. For 2-3 days, they're ringing you up saying, have you got rid of it? I'm saying, what? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean we got rid of it? You know, nothing's happened. And it went for about 2 or 3 days. I think it was 3 days. On the third day, it returned. So there was causing this temporal disruption in the deliverance of the disturbance. They're used to getting 8-10 experiences per day with poltergeist. To have nothing for 3 days is a big thing to them. Yeah. And they recognize it straight away. So we learned to utilize the method of removing apports, which was quite interesting because we kept seeing these same reactions with the phenomena. Now, that led us to believe, well, poltergeist phenomena. How many cases are in the UK of poltergeist phenomena? Probably about 80. Well known, probably. So are we dealing with 80 different individuals and intelligence? Or could we be dealing with something which is multitasking? Because you got to consider, you know, when I talk with people, they say, we're having apports and things. I say, well, what's turning up? Coins.
Yeah.
You know, where are these coins from? Spain. I said, why are you getting coins from Spain? I don't know. Do you go to Spain? Never been. Are you planning to go to Spain? No. Have you got any relatives in Spain? No. Has your partner got any relatives in Spain? No. We've asked all these questions. We don't know why there's Spanish coins.
Wow. It's weird.
Okay. Have you had any things disappear? Yes. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if there's poltergeist case in Spain somewhere and they're getting his stuff. You got to consider about quantum mechanics here, that we could be dealing with a phenomenon which is multitasking.
Yeah.
Now, there was cases when I investigated where And I got reminded of this by a gentleman. It mentioned something in the comments to me not too long ago. It was quite interesting, and he reminded me of events when I've investigated a house, and the apports which were taking place were being found in the house.
Yeah.
Moved, you know, and we were trying to remove them. But unknowingly, some of those apports ended up in a house 4 doors away.
No way.
And the phenomena leapfrogged to 4 doors away. So the predecessor to the leapfrog was the anchor. So basically, quantum, because it's a quantum anchor where to deliver the phenomena to, instead of appearing it as an apport in having it as an apport in the house, it did, but in that house 4 doors away, and then the phenomena went leapfrogged to that house. So you got to consider when people have said to me, you know, Steve, we've got this poltergeist stuff and in my life, and it's not been short-lived. I've tried to get away from it. We've even moved. It was a woman I talked to. She moved.
Yeah, followed her
overseas, and it followed her twice.
Wow.
And she couldn't understand. And I was making a pattern on and going, hang on a second. I'm asking the questions. Okay, so you've moved twice, and this, how do you know it's the same thing? It's the same thing. I know it's the same thing. It's followed me twice. Yes. To different countries. Yes. Okay. Do you wear glasses? Do you have an earring in? Do you wear a ring? Any one of them could be an apport. You wouldn't know in the middle of the night. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know if you were drinking out of an apported mug.
No.
Wouldn't know. And yet, if you're wearing it, your glasses, your ring, a necklace, whatever, and it's an apport, then it's basically tracking you through the apport, the deliverance of phenomena. So you get talking to, I was talking to my colleague, Nathaniel Gillis. He said to the priests, I communicated these things and said, look, when it comes to demonic possession in exorcisms, did he have such things as apports? And the answer was yes. But it's not what you think. It was like, well, okay, so what is that? And he was saying, well, the regurgitated from the human host who's being exorcised.
Oh. So that's when they're bringing up metal and things like that and these weird objects.
Because the priest is ridding it from the environment, and it's desperate to anchor itself to the environment through the apports it leaves there.
Of course.
Now, removing the apports causes confusion. It answers the question what was just been asked. It causes confusion with the phenomena temporarily. Goes against the system, the programming, whatever it is. But so there is a mechanism, and it can be manipulated if you know how to do it. But yes, it can also leapfrog as well to get out of there if you wanted to.
Yeah,
stuff, isn't it?
It is. Wow,
that is. That's an experiment to try at Rendlesham, Andy, because there are ports of stones that John Hanson talks about. Bring back one of those with you. I'll bring one back here.
We have it with another cemetery up near a place called Delapre Abbey that was used as a hospital during the Civil War. It was at a cemetery on London Road, the next one over, and we was in there, and something was throwing stones that were landing near our feet. Yet there's only us in there. I had my two analog radios.
Yeah.
I had one. Nathan had one. On mine, he kept hearing "Get out, get out," but it was a bit of background noise on it. So I'm like, Nathan was over the other side. I said, right, come and stand next to me because I don't trust you. I think you're arsing about, trying to wind me up. Stood next to me, and we just stood there and we waited, and it kept coming through, both on the same channel, channel 8. It kept going, get out, get out. Then it'd go off. Only on mine, not on his.
Oh, yeah. No, things like that happen.
Yeah,
we've had specialized filtered walkie-talkies, and these are highly filtered ones.
Yes.
There's no interruption. There's only 2 of them. He's got one, I've got one. We're stood next to each other, and he's calling me.
Yeah.
And he's not.
What
the hell's going on? Who's calling? You're calling me. I'm not touching it. And sometimes, this is the craziest thing. Trying to wrap your head around this. We're recording something because I do a lot of documentaries and stuff. So we're recording for this documentary.
Yeah.
I've got one of these walkie-talkies on. Okay. On the video recording, you hear the walkie-talkie come on and start say a few words coming through the walkie-talkie. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Didn't happen because we didn't hear nothing. Yet the video recorded this going off.
So it's almost like an EVP.
How crazy is that? The video recorder catches it coming out of there, but we can't hear that coming out of there.
No
and
way.
That speaker is designed human harmonics for you to hear it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't human harmonics, and that camera is only designed to record human harmonics and not ultrasound or infrasound. So how did that record it? And then you'll end up with like Iris Davis said, what's the point of having a physicist? It doesn't make any sense.
Precisely.
Well, just one more thing, just quickly. So when we was in the cemetery where the stones were landing, I had a Fitbit on, similar strap to this.
Yeah.
And I'm stood talking to them, and I watched it come undone on my wrist, but didn't. You have to get underneath.
You were watching it.
Yeah, you've got to go underneath and release the clip to take it off, or stretch it and pull your hand out. But that's a release clip. It's very similar on the Fitbit. And I just felt it come undone, and I just watched it then, and I just put my hand underneath and grabbed it so it didn't break when it hit the floor.
I mean, we go back to that original story. We want to try and disclose all this. People would have an absolute dicky fit, wouldn't they?
I know. I mean, what you said about apports has blown my mind, because that's something, the phenomena that's followed me most of my life. This ring was my nan's ring. It was lost. It was lost years ago. That turned up on a kitchen floor after she died. With my nan's eternity ring, and that was lost and pawned years beforehand by another member of the family. So and they live in the Midlands. We're in Devon, but it hasn't happened in this house, and it's like,
you can relinquish them. I mean, I still got hundreds of reports. I keep dragging them back from people's homes, and they're active for a while. But then when it realizes that the apport is not it's not being used as functional, because we've got it in our lockup, and it's not at the home where the phenomenon is supposed to be delivered to. Delivered to the lockup. We go in there. I'm the only one with the key. We go in there. This thing's all moved and stuff. We know it's active. It relinquishes it. It becomes detached from phenomena. So sometimes they'll just say, "Oh, that's no good to be cut." Focus over there. So that becomes redundant.
I used to ask for stuff back because they, like my glasses or stuff like that, would just disappear when I needed them. Things the most, they would just vanish.
The thing is,
turn the house upside down.
Yeah, that ring you found, if it's an apport, if that is an apport, I don't think that's the original ring.
It's the original ring. It's the thinness of that gold is just it's. But
no, don't get me wrong. It can manipulate it to the macro level.
So it's a copy.
Wow, a copy.
It's an original copy.
It can absolutely mimic it to the absolute. You would not know the difference.
Wow.
You only know it under atomic microscopy. How do I know this? Very quickly before I go, I've got to tell you this.
Yeah.
Doing this investigation, this woman, she's got a little boy, has a budgie. Budgie dies. She wants to actually get a little urn for the budgie's remains. Nice little thought. So she's having the budgie done, as they say. Yeah. She's got this little gold urn. She puts it on the shelf in the lounge, waiting for the remains to come, which is about a day or two away. They're having poltergeist stuff happening, of course, and this disappears, turns up in the fridge, right? She goes in. She's looking all over for the urn.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All day. She can't find it. Yet she'd been in the fridge a couple of times to get the milk out. Never seen it.
Yeah.
It's in the fridge.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? So she goes and puts it on the mat. At that point, that's the apport, which she didn't realize.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was happy to take that away, which did assist to some degree for a short period of time. 2 years on, they decided to knock the wall down, to open it up. This house has never had this wall knocked down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock the wall down. Guess what's in the cavity?
The gold urn.
A gold little urn.
No way.
Wow.
So now she's got 2 urns. The apported urn, the mimic, and the original. And I've still got them.
Take that one off.
Wow. Well, he gets them. I'm just going to tell you quickly there. So you said about rings.
Yeah.
Oh, go on. I'll let you carry on. Mine's only 2 minutes. Oh my God.
What the hell? They're identical.
Can't tell difference.
No?
That was in the wall. That was in the fridge.
Excuse my language, Andy, but holy shit.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
But now we're starting
That's
to
fine.
learn that apports, when they're replaced or when they're suddenly found,
Yeah.
it might not be the actual item it left. The item it left could be, they're very resourceful, could be in the wall, just 2 feet away or under the floor.
Yeah.
And then the mimic, you would
copy
take
paste
it
it.
with you. Imagine that happening to your pair of glasses or the ring you've got in your finger. You know?
I used to ask for them back. I used to literally say, can I have what's it back, please?
Yeah.
Go out, do something, and then it'd be in the middle of the floor or on the coffee table or, as you say, the fridge. Found a few things in the fridge before.
Yeah. They love
But I found a ring on the bonnet of my car. So I'd got in the car to go and pick Becky up from work. She used to work at the pharmacy. It's probably like right near the centre of Northampton town centre. So I'd gone up, parked up down at the side because he'd come out round the back. She got in the car. She nips in Tesco. I sit and wait in the car. We carry on. We get home. Get out, park up outside the house. There's a silver ring right in front of me on the driver's side, on the bonnet, on the hood, if you're American. And it was, where the washers come out?
Yeah.
It was just to the right-hand side of that. Now, I didn't hear anything fall on it, didn't see anything fall on it. When I was parked up, I was watching around me, like,
it's a bit weird. People
walking about. No one had thrown it on there. If they had, they'd have come out and got it. If it had flown up and landed on it, surely it'd have come off.
It's not gonna,
it's roundabouts and that round here. And that I don't go too slow round a roundabout. I want to get back home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Extremely highly likely that is a normal thing.
It just stayed up. I don't know when it went on, but I pulled up. I'm like, where the hell has this come from? It wasn't. I think it was stainless steel or silver plated or something, and the stones in it with diamond. And it wasn't expensive. But even if it had flipped up and landed on it, surely it just slid off. It's like that.
Yeah, I know. It's there. That's pretty strange, and it's designed for you to see it. So it's all about the action, isn't it? The observation.
It is, because I was upset that I didn't have anything of my nan's, and my dad literally two rings on the kitchen floor, and he picked them up off the floor and he angrily slammed them into my hand because I was a teenager at the time. Will you stop leaving your bloody costume jewelry everywhere? And I was just like holding them in my hand, like hyperventilating, going, "That's my nan's ring."
That's wow. Well, everything happens for a reason. The thing is, we go through these experiences without knowledge, without knowing, and this is why the phenomena does a good business on us. Because for many years, it's thought about itself, never going to figure this out. But slowly but surely, people are starting to figure out the mechanism. And it's, if you can reckon out the mechanism, then you can know how to cause it some dysfunction. Hence to the question that was asked a little bit earlier. That's the best way to cause those problems for them.
Oh, Steve, I could talk to you all night, mate. Seriously.
I said to Andy, I said, look, I can do a series of stuff. Just let me know. We'll arrange it. And just keep in touch. I'll come back on. Plenty of stuff I can share with you.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we've got John Hanson, John XCID. He's coming on. He's on next week.
Next Monday.
He's coming on once a month. I know you said you can't do Fridays, but Monday's the main day for the UFO files anyway. So
I can't do it because I'm on think tanks. I'm in 4. I'm actually a new one now, so I'm in 4 think tanks now.
Wow.
Which is good because I get to hear about some stuff which not out yet in the public, but I get to hear about it. I wouldn't join them unless
we'll find out soon.
Wait till you get the quantum imaging stuff, which I am going to be releasing in the next few months.
Oh, definitely keep getting you back on.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Just keep in touch and
I always do. Anyway, so
it's been great to meet you.
Great having you on. Hopefully, we get to meet up again soon.
All right, buddy.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Abby, as well, and keep an eye on that ring. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it off now. It's never kind of left my side since, but I'm just going to pop it over there for a second.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. So thanks again, Steve. And
No
I'll
problem.
speak to you very soon. Take care, mate.
Take care.
See you again.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That is a wonderful Steve Mera. So
Wow.
yeah, I don't know if he'd said anything, but he's agreed to come on like once a month or however often and
Oh, fantastic.
bring new stuff with what he's researching, not just him, but him and Nathaniel and
Wow.
other people and researchers that he's talking to around the world. So,
That has blown my
and
mind.
I've been
tonight.
lucky enough to meet Steve a couple of times and get to chat with him and have a drink with him and all that. So, and the Barry person that he's referring to is Barry Fitzgerald from Ghost Hunters International, just in case you weren't sure.
Yeah.
So another absolute amazing bloke. So the two of them together are just like a comedy show, but in a good way.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I'm blown
they are
away.
so funny.
I haven't thought about this, what happened, how I came about it for bloody years.
There you go. There you go. So that's it. So we're going to leave you to it. I'm going to put a quick video on just so you can see who we've got coming on in the next, the rest of April.
Yes.
You can go to the merch store at fourthwall.com. There are a few different designs, not just the ones that it's showing on YouTube. Sorry, my back's killing me again still. Painkillers are starting to wear off.
Yeah, you need to get yourself a heated pad and a lie down, mate.
God, dig a hole in the back garden.
Stiff drink.
Yeah, and these are the new prices for the tier membership. There you go. I know, cheap to very expensive, but depends how much money you've got. So anyway, every little bit helps support the channel and whatever. So thank you to all those that are supporting, and just by coming on and watching and putting stuff in the comments, really do appreciate it. One other thing, I cannot think what it was. Oh, Saturday we've got a stream at 7 p.m. Now I'm not sure as whether to do it for members only or the chat is going to be members only. Either way, part of it is going to be members only, and it's Karen Holton.
Oh yeah.
So Tommy interviewed her last week. She's coming on Saturday because she's 7 hours time difference because of where she's located, and there's only the weekends that are going to work or during the day. So,
of course,
but I'm just too much pain during the day to try and do anything like this.
No, I'm running an investigation on Saturday, so I'm afraid I won't be there. But I'll be there on Friday.
Yes, no, that's cool. So this is who we've got coming on over the rest of April, and then just going to hit it with the outro. So thank you for joining us. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. It will be myself and Nicole, and then on Friday it'll be me and the team, and we're going to have UFO Coley on, Coley Webber from SNX Radio. So that's it. Have fun. Take care. Speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's April on the show. Got your lineup locked. Tune it in, write it down. Don't miss this block. Monday 20th, Steve Mera on the mic. Deep dive, strange skies, yeah, that's your night. Friday 24th, UFO Coley in the stream. Straight from SNX Radio, chasing every dream. The UFO Files is the place to be. When it comes to all things UFO, you're here with family. From the first to the last to the mysteries, the UFO Files, yeah, the place to be. Saturday 25th, members only on the line. Karen Holton going live, crossing every sign. Then the 27th, John Hanson in the chair, going through his archives. Stories that to be. Mark your dates, tell your friends it's all lined up from start to end. You want the truth? Come and see. We're on air right here where you wanna be. Oh yeah. The UFO Files is the place to be. When it comes to all things UFO, you're here with family. From the first to the last of the mysteries, the UFO Files, yeah, the place to be.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO Files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the east coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 AM when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call in with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night. Welcome back.
Alien 8 UK.